Hi YouTube. I really wanted to make I gotta look up what it's called. I wanted to make a Booktube Newbie Tag video. So I had no idea this tag exists. I honestly was scrolling through YouTube. I don't even follow anybody, but somehow that algorithm caught my interest. I started seeing a bunch of videos about the Booktube tag. So I wanted to make mine because why not? And I honestly feel that it was just a little rude that I started to make videos and I didn't introduce myself. I was thinking about that a lot. So I would like to take the time to formally introduce myself and not be so rude. Internet rude. We need internet manners. My name is Jayla, and I don't know if all Booktube Newbie Tag questions are the same. I got these from one video and maybe another video has a different set of questions. I added one question to the end which was not on his video, so hopefully y'all don't get annoyed with all this about me type information. The first question was, why did you make this channel? I made this channel because personally I tried to make a book club with my friends back at home. We tried the book club thing, and honestly it started off just me and my one friend exchanging books that we read. So if I read this one and you read that one, we should just swap them, or like an open library type thing where if I have a book she wants, she can come grab it. If she has a book I want, she can come grab it. And then little by little our friends started like piling on, and then we tried to make it this organized thing where we could you pick a book this month, you pick a book, blah blah blah, and little by little people started falling off. So I guess I was the initiator of that, and I didn't fall off with books. So I just wanted, I guess, a place to direct the focus on books, not just to say that I want to be in a group, but to actually show that I have some type of affinity for reading and for books. And yeah, where I live, not a lot of people read books. There's not a lot of people that will say, yeah, let's go to the bookstore, or have you read this book, have you heard of this author? So it's unfortunate, but I'm here to keep that alive. I'm here to keep books alive. So, and I know there's a lot of people out there who are trying to do the same thing. So yeah, we one and the same. But anyway, that was my short story. But the question was, why did I make this channel? So I made this channel just initially to have my voice heard. I'm not falling off with books. I want to build a community with other people that like to read books. And yeah, the algorithm will bring you all to me, and the algorithm will push me out to you, to the people who find this as a common interest. So that's what I love most about the internet and algorithms when it works how it should, is that it does push you in the directions of people who share common interests. So that's what I'm really here for, is to find people who have common interests, to hear other people's feedbacks, to get recommendations on books. This is my small library as of now. It goes up one more shelf higher on both sides, and I'm just looking to grow a little bit more. Hopefully I grow a ton more in the future, get a house with a whole bookshelf type room. That's a little bit too much about me. That wasn't the question, but I just love reading, and I'm here to give my review. Also, why I made this channel is it does, in a sort of sense, help me think more critically about what I'm reading. I used to just read through. It's like watching a show, you know, you watch a show to the end, then you start a new one. You watch a show to the end, you start a new one, and you don't get the time to actually sit and think about how this either affected you, why the person who made this made it, with what intention. So it does get you to think just a little bit more. So that's primarily what I made this channel for, was for community, to sharpen my critical thinking skills, and just because I love the art of reading. The next question was, what do you think that you can bring to Booktube? And my answer is, I can bring big book energy. Yes, big book energy. I'm here to bring the weird vibes. Honestly, I know a lot of people like romance books, young adult books, non-fiction type books, and I love those books too. I'm not a big fan of romance, I'm not gonna lie. I don't have not one. I might have one romance book, and it's a book that I got for free at like this book brunch type meeting. Besides that, I'm not a big romance person, but I bring big book energy. I like books about like aliens, government, policy, politics, conspiracies. Yeah, I'm here to bring the real weirdness to your life. All right, very real, very weird type energy. So that's what I can bring to Booktube, is that conspiracy type of vibe, which I think everybody needs, because I know the hardest genre that I see people go hard for is romance and young adult. I understand, but I also don't. But that's just my opinion. Everybody has their own flavor and interest, but that's just not me personally. The next question was, what am I excited about for my channel? I think I'm excited about the growth growth in which meaning more than just like community and followers and things like that, but like growth as in I'm trying to stick to a lot of non-fiction, historical, political type books. That's just my interest. It's not that I'm forcing myself to, but that in itself, it changes a person. Once you read this and you know this, it changes you internally. So I'm excited about the personal growth that I'm going to experience by reading my books. I have not read all of these books. I have a shopping problem, I will admit it. I am excited for my personal growth. I'm excited for my library growth, to accumulate more books, more knowledge. And I'm excited for this channel growth. I'm excited to make more videos and to get those critical thinking juices flowing. So growth is the only word that I can use to describe my excitement for this channel. The next question is, when did you start reading and why do you love reading? So when did I start reading and why? I started reading the earliest books I can remember. The earliest books I can remember would probably be those Dr. Seuss books, you know, the hardcover, Are You My Mother, Green Eggs and Ham, just The Cat in the Hat, those type of learning books. Those are my earliest memories of books. I had maybe 10 books total, and they were probably all Dr. Seuss books as my earliest memories. So that is probably when I started reading. I don't know what age that was, maybe first grade, second grade, maybe even before that, maybe kindergarten, first grade-ish. Yeah, that's when I started reading. Why I started to read is because the books were there. Number one, it was something to do. Number two, I started to read because I like the stories. I like the storytelling. I liked being able to comprehend. Books were awesome. Number three, we didn't have internet. I didn't have internet. I didn't have a cell phone. I was in first kindergarten by 2001. So we didn't have that much technology around. I preferred books. My older brother was getting into video games, and that's just the path that I took. I love to read, and that's the path that I'm still on. So the next question is, what series got me into reading? Technically speaking, I don't know if those Dr. Seuss books were series, so to speak, like Cat in the Hat, Green Eggs and Ham. I don't know if those were consecutive series, but technically those books got me into reading. An actual series that got me into reading was a series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. That was like actually, I'm lying, it was somewhere between that and Harry Potter, obviously. Who didn't read Harry Potter? But a series of Unfortunate Events, hands down my favorite books. They're right here on my shelf. They're all right here, numbers 1 through 13. I have them all. I bought them purely out of nostalgia, so I have not even touched them. They're still fresh. I did want to take them out of the packaging, but I cherish those books. That series got me through probably 3rd, 4th-ish grade, so I appreciate those books. So that is definitely the series that got me into reading as a kid, as a teen, as a young youth, whatever you want to call it. So what challenges do I think this channel will create? I honestly didn't expect any challenges. The challenges that I think this channel will create are probably differences in opinions that may heighten negative emotions or feedback from other people, because I like political type books, I like history type books, I like mythology type books, I like alien type books. So I feel like what comes with that is probably, oh, that didn't happen, this didn't happen, this person didn't do this, this group did this, like there's so many. History is, it all depends on whose history, right? Because as an African American, as a Black person, we know that our history has been erased, rewritten, so it's hard to really say historically what happened when you weren't alive. So I know that that might be one of the challenges that come with reading political type books, history type books, conspiracy type books. You don't know unless you're really there. Like, somebody can present a lot of facts to you and you still don't know. If you didn't see or hear or were involved participating in any event with your own 2 eyes and 2 ears, it's very hard to admit what was what in court, right? You have 2 lawyers, a defense lawyer, a prosecutor, and they're both arguing facts. So it's hard to know what facts fit what story if you weren't there to see the whole thing. It's very hard to explain, but that's one of the challenges that I think will come out of this channel. The next question is, where do I usually read? And I would usually read in my bed. I honestly just made this little library type room. I have my 2 shelves. I have like this little pillow mattress type setup. I have a small table with some plants and some lighting. I know you can't see the lighting. So I have some lighting. Yeah, my room is lit. My little library is lit. So now I'm gonna start to read in here. I just set this up maybe like less than a week ago, so this is gonna be my new spot. Sometimes I go out in my car and read, like at a lake, and I'll park up, or a beach, or whatever, what have you. If I'm on a long trip, a long drive, a long road trip, I'll read there, but typically I don't leave my house. I leave, but I don't leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't leave. So I'll read in my room, and now this room. So I like this next question. The next question was, do you have a book that changed your overall mindset or your life? And my answer to that is yes, 100% yes. I have maybe 2 or 3 books, to be honest, and I've only read them once, and because I like them so much, I do want to read them again. Some books you don't read twice, you know what I'm saying? You just read through them once and then you're like, oh, whatever. But these books I read once, I do want to go back and read them again. I'm not too thirsty to go back and read them right now, but the information that was in them was amazing. So let me show y'all which books. So the first book, yeah, it was this one. It was The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I'm sorry, I do not know how to pronounce this man's name. Paulo Coelho. The Alchemist. Yes, this came into my life recommended by a friend for our book club group, and I had never read it. You can definitely go back and read this at any point in time in your life where you're feeling stuck. This is a great type book. I don't take that lightly when I say this is a great book. This is an actual great book, and it has so much esoteric information in it. This book is definitely a banger. This right here, this is a banger. The second book that's an absolute banger is Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And Napoleon Hill made the books Think Rich, Grow Rich, Outwitting the Devil, and he made the 17 Keys of Success. He's a very motivational type writer, so his book was awesome. Outwitting the Devil, I saw it on an interview, a sit-down interview, and they said I read Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. I had no idea what the book was about. And the premise of the book is Napoleon, he kind of gives you the background to his life, his upbringing, and how he was not happy until he found basically his purpose. And he sits down one-on-one with the devil, and he has an interview with the devil, like at a table, a one-on-one interview, and he asks the devil kind of what are the tricks of the world and how do we overcome them. And the devil was saying to him, well, you're kind of pulling my leg, but I'll tell you how to get around my tricks of the world. So it's pretty much Napoleon's take on how not only our environments affect us, but how our circumstances can affect us, but you can always overcome that. Don't let your environment be you. Don't let your circumstances be you. You're stronger than that. So that book is amazing. I gifted it to my friend. I let her have my copy. I bought another one. I gifted it to my mom. The copy I just bought, I gave it to my little brother, my younger brother. So he has that book right now. It's not even on my shelf, and I'm thinking about buying another one because it's that good. I've bought that book 3 times now, so that's definitely a hard banger right there. Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Third book is this one. It's called Phantom Self by David Icke. This book is crazy. Look at the cover. So yeah, this book is crazy. It's one of these conspiracy books, and I would like to go back and read this one day. It's about 600 pages, so it's a thick book, but while he does go over a lot of conspiracy information, the focal point, in my opinion, of this book was your phantom self, which is the man inside of you, the spirit man. So on the 3D physical plane, we can attach all of these labels to ourselves. I'm Black, I'm straight, I'm gay, I'm Republican, I'm conservative, I'm liberal, I'm Spanish speaking, I'm a math teacher, I'm a mother, I'm a sister. You stack all of these labels on top of yourself, and you kind of forget underneath all of it that you are a spirit. What is your actual character like? Are you a nice person? Are you rude? You can stack as many labels on top of you as you want to, but one, all of your thoughts are not even yourself. A lot of them come from the internet, like Facebook, Twitter, etc. So it's a lot, man. It's a 400-page book, and I separately do want to do a review on this book. This one is a banger by David Icke. At least the phantom self part of it is. I can't speak too much for the conspiracy part. It's always good to think about that whatever conspiracy he says is possible, but at the same time, the phantom self, that premise of this book, it gets you to think about the labels you attach to yourself. You don't take them when you die. You don't, when you're a spirit, you're not a rich man anymore. You're not a poor man anymore. You're not a drug addict anymore. You're just a spirit. What kind of spirit are you? So this is certified banger, certified. Yeah. And the last question, what book am I currently reading? I added this question onto the end myself because maybe y'all want to keep up with me personally and where I am right now. And I'm currently reading is this one. It's called The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. This book is legit. I'm 2 chapters in. I did read the preface though. This one is also another 300-page book right here. I've been reading some thickies, I'm sorry. So far, this is amazing. It's very eye-opening, honestly. The premise of this book is about mass incarceration and how slavery and racism moved from chattel slavery, owning people as property. And then we had Jim Crow laws, which masked racism in America. Although they said black people were free, they still had the signs up and everything that said you can't do this, you can't go here, you can't vote, you can't do these type of things. Since they got rid of Jim Crow, the new type of masked racism is mass incarceration, and it started with the crack epidemic, tough on crime type laws. This is amazing. The 13th Amendment abolished slavery except as punishment for crime. So slavery was not 100% abolished in America. I want to do a book review on this book. This is a great book so far, to be honest, and I'm maybe a third of the way through. I'm just very self-conscious of the skills that I want to practice personally, and this is a great way to help me expand and get my life skills up. So that's really all this is. Hopefully it got people to know me just a little bit. It's only scratching the surface of my reading personality versus my actual personality. I'm doing this a lot more for myself rather than for YouTube or an audience. This is actually allowing me to practice my verbal speaking skills and practice on how to be a great public speaker in the future. The only word that I can use to describe this channel is growth, not only digitally but personally. So hopefully if you stop by, made it all the way to the end of this video, I hope that I captivated you. I hope that I could keep your attention. I'm practicing. This is my ticket into becoming a better speaker, a better thinker, and just to find a community to speak with and talk to at the end of the day. I thank anybody who came, stopped by, for watching, and I will see you on my next videos. Bye.